Hey lovelies, Brains here. So I wanted to do a vlog because I haven't done one in a long time. And the reason I haven't, which I need to address, is my grandfather passed away last Saturday. And I had to go down there and see him and be with my family and stuff, and we had his memorial this past Wednesday. And we're all, at peace with it. I mean, it's still sad. It's still going to be hard going to see my grandma and my grandpa's not there, but it's a lot better. So for those of you who know about it and have sent me your condolences or wishes or thoughts, whatever, however you want to say it, I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Another big thing is I have 210 subscribers, which is awesome. I never thought that I would even get 100, and you guys have once again, been awesome and done that. If you hear any weird noises in the bathroom, or if you see me looking at something, it's because my cat's in here and I'm hoping he doesn't mess anything up. I don't think you guys have seen my cat in a long time. Here's Panda. Yeah, he's a weirdo. But he's in the bathroom because he feels it's necessary to always be in the bathroom with me all the time. But he's pretty big now. Yeah, I think he's full grown. I hope he might get fatter. He has a neck roll. Anyway, I also got this cool sweater, which I don't think you can see all of it, but it's got a penguin down the front of it. I got it at Route 21 because it was on sale. It was like $5. So anyway, my main point of this video, other than letting you guys know why I've been gone and thanking you for my recent subscribers, is that I'm going to do a reboot of an old video. And what made me feel I should redo this is I've been watching, I think it's called The Haunted on Netflix. I think it actually, I don't know what channel it comes on, but it's revolved around animals. As far as animals can see things that we can't. But honestly, the stories are really good, and the animals are a very small part of the story. So you should check that out if you've never watched it. It does show some footage if there were ghost hunters or if they were recording sounds or things that were happening in their house at the time, but it's not like Ghost Adventures where they're actually on an investigation. It's the people telling their past experiences. And it brought me to one thing, is that a lot of them are ghost hunters or they're interested in the paranormal, and they end up going somewhere and investigating, and then something follows them home. Not always, but on the ones that I've picked and watched, it seems like that's what the common thing is. So that brings me to one of my... I've had a lot of paranormal experiences, let me back up. But there's a few that absolutely terrified me. One of them, which if you've been subbed to my channel for a while or forever, or I don't know, however, while this video was still pretty new, I talk about my experience with an entity that I just called a little girl because that's what she looked like, and I have no idea what her name was. And this haunted show made me think of that because they're going to places and then something's following them home. Lord have mercy. One reason why I haven't brought you guys on an investigation, or why I haven't gone to someplace spooky, I don't really want to say investigation because I'm not a professional ghost hunter or paranormal investigator, is because things have a bad habit of following me home. So I'm going to be a weenie and say that I'm kind of scared to go somewhere because I'm finally pretty much done with all the paranormal stuff, other than a few things every now and then, which isn't a big deal. Though there's probably legitimate reasons for some of the things that I hear or see out of the corner of my eye. But, so the little girl happened, I think, if my memory serves me right, I was 17 or barely 18. I think I had maybe just turned 18. And I had some buddies in Arkansas, and this initially happened with an ex, but I'm going to leave him out of it, so we're just going to say my friends in Arkansas. Alright. So, they had just recently met me, and they were really cool. Some of them were in the same band together. If you like heavy metal, you can go check them out. They're called Killer Operating System. The lead singer is kind of one of the main characters in my tale that I'm gonna share with you, or my experience rather. I don't know if he wants to be in this video, so I'm just gonna call him L, because I don't know, he may not want to be mentioned. So they said, oh, well, there's this cabin out in the woods. I know, right? What was I thinking? Because I really didn't know these people very well at the time. And they're like, it's haunted, and we've been out there, and they were telling me about all their experiences, and I'm like, well, let's go. You know, I was all gung-ho about it. We're driving down this gravel road, and we're all in one of the guys' Jeep. We were either in the Jeep or in L's Blazer, and I'm pretty sure we were in the Jeep. And it was a Jeep Cherokee, and we were all driving. There was like 5 or 6 of us, I think. Wait, 1, 2, 3. I don't know, 5 or 6. Doesn't matter. That's not really important. So we're driving down this gravel road, and the further we get, the more like run down the houses get. Like, I saw several houses, I'm like, let's just stop here and go in here, because I know that place is haunted. So we get to the parking lot, and by parking lot, it's basically just an area of the forest or trees that had been cleared out, and then it just had gravel down. So it's just like, I don't want to say gravel bar, but it's just like a big circular area where you could park. And the area that we went to, a little backstory real quick before we go any further, was actually kind of like a camping resort that had like cabins on it, multiple cabins. Now there's only one left, and you can see all the foundations of all the other cabins. Supposedly, this is what Elle told me after researching, that one of the cabins, there were 2 brothers that fell in love with one girl. Well, the girl was only in love with one of the 2 brothers. So whenever she told the brother that she did not love, that, you know, I'm not into you, I love your brother, he went ballistic. He shot her, shot his brother, and then hung himself in one of the cabins. Not the one we went to, but you can still see the foundation of where this happened. So the kind of legend, if you will, is that if you shoot a gun off there, you will hear her scream. And I will explain that a little later when we get further into the story. So anyway, so we get out, and at this point, I'm not really creeped out. Like, I want to say it's probably December, maybe. It was cold, but it wasn't like freezing cold that night. Like, it was probably like 45 or something. It was in the 40s, so it wasn't too bad. And we're all like goofing off. We're not being like disrespectful goofing off, but we're like joking around and stuff. And L, if obviously you don't know him, but he loves guns. Like, loves guns. So he always has guns on him, at least like a pistol or something. So he was all strapping up, like putting his guns on and stuff, and we were getting our flashlights. And you have to walk down this trail to get to the cabin, and it's probably a quarter of a mile to half a mile. It wasn't very long. It took us like maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. We'll say 10 minutes. And before we start walking down this trail, there's this chain that stretches across, and it says no trespassing. So I'm like, oh my god, you guys got me. I'm gonna go to jail. And they're like, no, it's fine. You know, some lady in Massachusetts supposedly owns this cabin, and kids went out there to party. Like, you saw beer cans, beer bottles, things like that. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we get to the cabin, and whenever we first walked into the cabin, it's like the living room area with like a screened-in porch, and then it's got the kitchen, and there might have been another room, maybe that was the bathroom, and then a bedroom. It wasn't really big. I mean, it was big, but it wasn't like some big luxurious cabin. It was pretty run down. And I was okay then, but for some reason, I don't know why, the kitchen really bothered me. Like, it just made my hair standing up on the back of my neck right now. It just made the hair on, like, I just didn't want to go in there. Like, I felt like if I went in that kitchen, that something bad was going to happen. So we all go into this bedroom because there's all these chairs in there, like dining room chairs, folding chairs. We get in there and we sit down, and I'm still not really creeped out yet. Like, I kind of feel a little on edge because of the feeling I got from the kitchen area. And we all sat down, and you know, we're all like, all right, we're gonna turn off our flashlights, and I'm all laughing. I'm like, yeah, right, nothing's gonna happen. You guys are pulling my leg, or you know, you guys are gonna gang rape me. That's probably what I legitimately should have been thinking, but they're not like that at all. That was a joke. People, calm down, just a joke. And so all of a sudden we hear the cabin screen door unlatch. Well, we walked around the cabin mainly to look for creatures, like raccoons, things like that. Mainly because we didn't want those to scare us, and we didn't want an animal to be the possibility for anything we heard and or saw. So we'd already cleared that, which, granted, yeah, there could have been a raccoon hidden somewhere, and we could have overlooked it. But whoever was the last one in, we made sure to shut the door because, I don't know, just out of habit, you know. It's like general human thing to make sure the door closes behind you, unless you were raised in a barn. Ha ha ha, I know. Anyway, so we heard the screen door creak open. Well, at this point, I think the guys are messing with me, and I'm like, you guys are freaking me out, stop it. And everyone's like, no, like, we didn't set this up, we swear. And all of a sudden I hear these little feet run across the floor. It sounded like a child. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you already know this, but I'm going to tell you again. The creepiest thing to me, whether it's in a movie or in this case reality, dead little kids creep me out. I don't want any part of them. Number one, because well, I don't want to say 9 times out of 10, but a lot of the times, if you see a child, it's more often a demonic energy or negative energy than an actual child, because that's an innocent form. Obviously, the devil and his minions want to take an innocent form that you'll be more likely to interact with. Now, they never saw a little child there before. They'd never heard any of this before. So, Elle was sitting by the screen door. So, like, you know, the screen door is basically right in front of me. Elle's sitting here, and I'm sitting beside him, and then there's a few people on the other side of us. And Elle peeks out the screen door, and he draws back real slow, and he's like, there's a little fucking girl standing out there. And I was like, no way. And at this point, I was almost crying. I was like, please tell me you're lying. He's like, no. He's like, it's almost bringing tears to my eyes. That's how emotional this makes me, because that's how scared I was. He was like, there's a little girl standing out there. He's like, and she's coming to the screen door. Because the bedroom had a screen door on it, which I thought was kind of weird, but I guess to keep bugs out or something. And so I said, well, let's ask her if we can leave. And I said, let's ask, you know, twice for yes, once for no. So Luke asked, real nice, he's like, you know, let us leave, we shouldn't be out here, we're sorry we bothered you. Well, we get one knock, which means no. You didn't catch that. So then he asked again, we still get one knock. So then I said, let me ask. So I say, please let us go, you know, we're so sorry, we're just stupid kids out here messing with stuff that we don't know anything about. If you just let us leave, I swear we'll never come back. And I got one knock, and then about 3 or 4 seconds later, a second one. So we bolt out the door. Now, whenever I was running, I don't know if the little girl was present then. I wasn't looking, I was just looking straight ahead, and I was in front of just about everyone, I think, and Elle was running behind me, and he was just telling us, like, go, go, don't look back, don't turn around. And he shot his gun off, his pistol, I believe. I don't know what kind of pistol it was. It was probably like 45 or 9mm. Maybe a Desert Eagle, something like that. Anyway, so this gun, it was so loud, which it didn't really whoosh by my head, but the sound of it and being in that close of proximity to it, if you've ever shot off a pistol, especially a larger caliber one, they're pretty loud, which is why people often wear headgear or ear gear to, you know, not shatter your eardrums. And it felt like, it was probably because I was running, and it felt like the bullet like whizzed right by my head, which in all reality, I'm sure it did not, but that's what it felt like. And then all of a sudden, as soon as he shot the gun off, remember the lady that I said that if you shoot a gun out there, she screams? There was this scream, and it was like surround sound, stereo system turned all the way up, like it was everywhere. And we get back up to the Jeep, and we don't even sit there, we just like pill out and leave. Well, this is part 1 of it. So I get home, and I start hearing little things around the house. I start hearing a little girl giggling. My dogs are on edge all the time.